welcome back to the Purple Couch Podcast
Whoop, whoop.
with your hosts, Chloe, Sarah, and Cameron.
You got it.
Three Sibs on a purple couch talking about shit.
Mm-hmm.
We have some wine in us. Yeah, so this week we are going to touch on mental health. The importance of mental health.
Yay.
And how to cope.
But first, how have your guys' weeks been?
My week has been good. It was Thanksgiving week, and I hung out at Dad's house with you guys. We ordered pizza, woke up, had mimosas and Cinnabons, and then ate our whole ass Thanksgiving dinner.
Had
You
a
guys did
Zoom.
mimosas?
I was Zoomed with our family.
A Zoom with our family.
Yeah, we had
I didn't do
mimosas, and then we had cocktails with dinner. I didn't like it, so I had wine, but Chloe got a little tequila.
I had two
Too
things of
much
tequila.
Tequila.
I had your drink, Sarah. I got drunk.
Yeah, Chloe was drunk.
It was fun.
It was a good time. It was a really, we were talking about it earlier. It was a really good Thanksgiving. And I feel like the holidays for us are a little like
Yeah, they're
stress
yeah, they are.
buses, but it was such a good, easy Thanksgiving.
It was almost like the lockdown and not having so many people around was like kind of beneficial.
It was a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, it was not as much stress. It was
The
very
social
laid back.
anxiety wasn't as bad.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. It was just us hanging out. And like we didn't have to hug anyone.
Exactly.
Sarah hating physical
I
affection.
hate it. I was like, oh, I'm so happy I don't have to like get close to anybody. Also, I got a new desk for my work from home life.
Yeah.
Been
Electric.
yeah, it moves
So
up and
cool.
down. It's the company's called Flexi Spot. It's really nice. It's been all over TikTok. Oh. And then I've been streaming and that's it. Really haven't been doing much. I started Attack on Titan and I'm on season 2 and I freaking love it. That's
Good.
it.
Wait, what are you streaming?
I've been streaming on the PlayStation, just playing zombies and multiplayer on Black Ops 4.
Cool.
That's really it.
Can you see if people are watching you?
I had one viewer the other day. It popped up. Is it one of you?
No, I didn't
Oh.
even. What do you stream on Twitch?
Yeah, on Twitch.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I don't even think I have Twitch.
It was like a couple of my last couple streams. It popped up as one viewer, but no one follows me. So I was like, who the fuck is that? I don't know.
Secret and
We may never know. How was your week?
It was good. Thanksgiving happened. You know, kind of the same spiel as you about it.
Yeah.
That's about it. Like, literally. Oh, I went and cut down a tree for the first time with my boyfriend and his family. That was a lot of fun. Because for Christmas, we never had a real tree because I'm allergic to pine. And I break out in hives. So, but yeah, I wore gloves and a coat and I didn't touch anything. It was an experience. It was fun. It was a good time watching everyone pick out a tree, and then Marcus, my boyfriend, like cut it down, so that was cool to watch.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, and the tree's really cute. 10 out of 10.
Good
We'll
experience.
do it again.
Fantastic.
Love it.
Mine.
Yep. Tell us.
I had a job interview on Friday.
Woo snap!
Are we on the same wavelength all the time?
We are.
Okay. How was it? Did you do amazing?
It was fine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was 2 people interviewing me, the assistant manager and the manager. It was
That could be
It went really good.
That could be nerve-wracking, like having 2 people.
Well,
yeah.
especially
Well, I
'cause you
wasn't
weren't
expecting.
expecting
I
it.
definitely was not expecting it, but felt like I kept my cool.
I'm sure you did amazing.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
feel like some of my answers were a little short, but if that doesn't work out, then I'm just gonna work at the car wash with M.
Yeah. That'll be nice. But it was literally your first interview, like, ever, right?
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
It is exciting. You got through it. You got through your first interview.
Like, that's
That's
so
awesome.
It was,
So many.
I don't know. It was like I hyped it up way too much in my head. I thought it was going to be way worse than it was.
Yeah, it's just literally meeting people and then talking about yourself. Talking about yourself is the worst part.
Yeah, that's the whole conversation, though. I guess not really, though, because I tried to ask questions like what's the... I think I wrote 2 questions down. I had everything prepared. I felt like it was just weird to have so much prepared. Because I had, like, a notebook, and I was ready to write stuff down, and, like, had questions written down. And, like, I had my resume.
It shows you care.
Mm-hmm.
You're interested.
It does. That's important because a lot of people don't. They come up like empty-handed to an interview. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
shows that you're like intrigued and like are very interested in the
And
job.
proper.
Yeah. And everyone there was, like, looking at me, and I was just, like... Because I don't know why or what was going on, but there was, like, 6 employees, like, standing up front. Including, like, the people who were, like, at the registers and stuff. And they were all just like, hey, how are you? And I was like, good. They're like, why are you here? Are you applying? And I was like, yeah, I am.
They're
They were
probably
like,
just
well,
being
good luck.
nosy, like, ooh, who's the
Who's it gonna be?
person?
Who's it
It
gonna
was
know
the
me.
greenie.
Who's a newbie?
Yeah.
You know what the term greenie reminds me of?
What?
Maze Runner.
What?
The movie.
Oh,
I like that
I
movie.
feel like I could watch it again and be shocked.
Yeah, I think you
I-
could too.
Yeah, I forgot a lot of it, but I do love that movie. I love Dylan O'Brien.
Yes, he's great.
Beautiful.
Beautiful boy.
Yeah, that was the highlight of my week. Here, so.
Sarah's drunk.
I feel good.
I feel good.
But yeah, that was our week.
I knew that.
Nice.
Oh, I also Marcus set up the PS4 for me.
Oh,
And
nice.
I got Minecraft. So I've been playing Minecraft and maybe I'll start
Oh, I
streaming
thought-
Minecraft.
I thought
You
you were
should.
playing. Chloe, I feel like we should like play together and stream together.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
I thought you were playing on your Nintendo.
Oh no, I can't play on the Switch. It's so hard to
Really?
maneuver. Like I have a difficult time because I never learned how to play Minecraft. Like I never played it before. So I'm just now learning. And I feel like everyone has like an upper hand against me because literally everyone has played Minecraft.
Yeah.
And I just don't know how to maneuver through it.
I'm with you. I haven't played in a really long time. Like I don't think I would remember how to.
Yeah, it was so Marcus is being really patient with me and teaching me because I'm like, what's this? What's that? And then I'll forget things and he's like, I'm not helping you. You got to figure it out. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, that's the only way you can learn.
And then a creeper comes up and I'm like, Marcus, kill it for me. I'm scared. But I like play zombies and I'm fine.
Yeah. I know you're like on top
It's
of it.
scary. It can get scary. Like,
When we get
The big
Enderman.
dark guys.
The Enderman.
Yeah, Enderman
He
guy.
looks like a Slenderman.
Yeah.
Oh, Slenderman. Is it Slender?
It's
or Ender?
Enderman.
It's probably Ender.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's Enderman.
But anyways, let's go into our first topic, our mental health first stop on. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
First stop on the mental health train. Choo choo.
Finished my second glass of wine already. Like,
Oh my gosh, someone needed
are my
it.
lips purple?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it.
I don't know, like...
On the topic of mental health, I think it's like this has been a topic that's been important to us. Like, I don't know. Most of our lives.
My first time going to a counselor was in elementary school.
Yeah. I was in middle school. You were in elementary school. I don't think you went.
I was in high school. But I never talked to my counselors like that.
I was in
Never.
5th grade. I wrote a poem about mom and dad's divorce, and they were like, maybe your daughter should see the school therapist.
I didn't know that. You went to the school therapist?
Yeah.
at Jefferson?
You also went to a normal. Do you remember going into a normal therapist?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was like my first therapist. It was so cool because she gave me like little like gadgets at the end of every therapy session, and like I got my own little journal.
Oh, the best therapist.
Yeah, they were like, Chloe, time for your meeting. It'd like be like, and I'd like leave the classroom during like reading time.
Oh my god. What the heck? I don't remember this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I wish I could find that poem.
Yeah, like what triggered like some of your teachers that were like,
They're
she
probably
needs to
like-
be in therapy. How old are you in 5th grade?
10.
Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah.
10 years old.
I don't know. I've never
Therapy.
really. The only therapy I've done is like actual therapy with Steve.
Steve.
But that wasn't even really therapy. Because I was still too, like, in my own head to, like, talk about anything.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to, like, make it through each session. And I've never really, like, talked, like, fully, I guess, about anything.
Yeah. Like you were too like secretive.
Yeah.
Not even, like, secretive.
You just
like,
held back.
yeah, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And there was just, like, a lot of things that I didn't want to talk about.
Why do you think? Oh, you just didn't want to talk about it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk about it. Well, I don't know. I feel like now would be different.
What?
Is it still November? Okay, never mind.
What?
I just remember I have a therapy appointment on the 2nd.
Yay! With a new therapist?
Yeah.
What the heck? Do you have a new therapist?
I'm getting one, yeah. I just need to fill out the paperwork and I see her on Thursday.
Oh my god, I'm behind.
You
But-
are.
Gotta catch up.
I feel like
Didn't know we were
I
all
feel
getting
like
new
it's
therapists.
not gonna help.
We're
'cause-
shaming
Why?
people for not going to therapy. It's 2020. I'm just kidding.
Get you a therapist.
But I feel like it's not gonna help because it's like gonna be through Zoom, and I'm not gonna be able to like talk.
I did most of my therapy this year over the phone.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just
It's hard
It's
when you don't
insanely
know
hard
them.
for me to talk in person anyway. So like over the phone is just gonna be like way harder.
I
for
don't
me.
think so.
Are you doing Zoom video call?
Yeah.
Oh, you should do the video call first and see how you feel, but I felt like way more comfortable just like not seeing facial reactions cuz when I was in my I started therapy at the beginning of this year. 2020 was like my mental health year. I was like I'm going to get my shit together.
Well, how
Never been to
funny.
no wait, I tried to go to therapy when I was in college. I went to like a couple sessions and that was it. So I went in and all I was doing was analyzing her reactions to what I was saying. I was like I can't sit in front of her and like not think about what she's thinking about what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's so bad. But then I had the phone call and I still did it over the phone, but like obviously I can't see her face, so be better. So it might be better for you, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe. But I know with Steve it was just like hard to talk about it because whenever I'd like actually open up about something, he'd like I don't know if it was on I don't know. He's a therapist, he should know. But it felt like he was like kind of saying like putting me down for like I don't know, it's really hard to explain. It's just like I felt like my problems didn't actually like really matter. And like he has like however many other patients and he does this like all the time. But it's like I feel like I'd rather talk to someone that doesn't, know like all this therapy and know what every single thought means. I feel like just getting things off my chest will help me better than
Someone
knowing.
analyzing and like telling you how to fix something, or what do you mean?
Yeah, like when I got caught for smoking,
Mm-hmm.
I had to tell Steve, but he had already known. But he had to talk to me about it more because I guess mom and dad talked to him.
Oh,
They're so annoying. I hate them. with that stuff.
yeah.
But yeah, he was like talking to me and he was like, why do you think you get high? Do you get high to like suppress stuff? Or do you get high just because it's fun? And I was like, honestly, I get high because most of the time like thoughts don't like run through my head when I'm high. Like not a lot of thoughts, or I'll be able to focus on something way more minuscule than what's usually going through my head, like just problems or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, I think you get high just to get high. And I was like, the hell does that mean? He was like, I think you get high because you like the way it feels. I'm like, no, duh. Like, what am I talking to you about?
Yeah. Yeah, like you literally just said that. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
I like the way it feels.
Then he made me
for
feel
a reason.
shitty about, like, He was like, I think you get high just to get high. Like I was getting high for the wrong reason or some shit. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, thanks, question mark.
That's what's so hard about going to therapy when your parents are so involved, because then it becomes like the therapist is working for your parents
Mm-hmm.
and not working for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Can you do that with your next person? Like, be like, Mom, don't talk to my
yeah,
therapist.
like kind of try to set a boundary and be like, I only want you to speak with her when I like say that I would like for you to. And you can even talk to your therapist about that. Like, I would like to keep this between us
Mm-hmm.
and like you not share my information, because that's patient what is it, doctor confidentiality. Like,
Yeah.
if you tell them I don't want you to share this information with anyone, they can't.
Yeah, it's not that he shared information about what I was saying. It's just like mom and dad were like
Sharing.
putting
He's getting high.
putting
know.
information onto him.
Yeah.
So he felt like he had to fix it. Which is just like, I don't know. And they do like a lot of, they'd be like, we're gonna come in and talk.
Yeah, that's irritating.
And I'm like, I this is not gonna help. Like,
Yeah.
the whole reason why I'm here is because of the way, like, I've talked to you guys before. It doesn't help.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you being there won't do anything
Yeah.
other than for yourselves.
That's interesting. I never had to go through that. I know you did. A little? Yeah, you did.
My
A lot.
first therapist, my first like real therapist was Phyllis, and mom would try to step in and do that, but Phyllis would always put her in her place. I loved Phyllis.
Yeah.
She was very honest and blunt, and like was there like for me, like working for me and not for my parents.
Yeah. That's how I felt about my last therapist. Not that she was like talking to my parents or anything, but
Yeah.
just like truly like I could say anything, she'd be like on my side,
Yeah.
like in my corner.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
It is. It's nice when you find a good fit. I have yet to find a good fit since. And that was when I was like
Yeah.
a
12.
preteen.
Yeah.
13. Yeah, I don't know. Whenever I'm in therapy, I usually just think, like, these guys are getting paid to do it. And obviously, that's not all that there is to it, but that's all I can think about. And I'm like, I don't know. If you made the money some other way, you wouldn't be doing this. Like, you don't. Like, obviously, you can care, but you can't get too attached to your job.
Mm-mm.
So it's just like, I'd rather talk to someone who's doing it for free and who, like, actually cares about how I feel.
Like your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
talk to your friends?
I talked to M and, like, Eli, but
Like, as long as you have, I feel like it doesn't matter who, but as long as you have like people that you can like reach out to and you have like some type of support system where you're not just taking everything and bottling it in,
Mm-hmm.
as long as you have that, like that's good enough, you know?
Yeah, but there's still like the struggle of being vulnerable. Like, I feel like that doesn't come easy to me. I don't know how you guys are.
Oh,
but,
no,
like,
me either.
I don't think I've ever. There's like very few. I can pull up in my mind like very few times where I've been like extremely vulnerable with my friends, and then very few times where I've been like extremely vulnerable with you guys and like mom and dad.
I'm a whole
I
other
don't know.
story.
I have like such a hard time because I don't know. We could go like way deep into it. It's like as I grew up, like just being shut down constantly about like my feelings and everything, but like just saying things I always expect people saying my opinion or my feelings on things or like setting a boundary. I always expect people to shut me down and say no
Yeah.
all the time. So it's like extremely, extremely hard for me
Oh,
when someone asks me.
You're gonna make me cry.
You don't have to cry. You don't have to cry, but it's really, really hard when someone asks me to do something and me to say no because this is painful for me.
Right. Just setting boundaries is
Oh, yeah.
hard.
Oh, yeah. I just don't do a good job at it because I want people to love me. I don't want to disappoint anybody ever. Learning. It's like 15 years later learning. But I don't know. Yeah, it's hard. It's a really hard thing. So like therapy and everything, I think therapy is better than friends because this is somebody that's like only there to hear you out.
And
Only there. And you're
an
not-
unbiased opinion.
Yes,
They're
unbiased
not
opinion.
so into your life. They don't know personally the people around you either. So they can give that. There's no opinion being
Yeah.
given to you.
Yeah.
Except for what's most beneficial to you. Not
Yeah.
what's most beneficial to the people around you.
Right.
Like, it's all about you.
Yeah, and I think as you get older, you realize it's not just like shitty things that happen that like hurt you, but it's the way that those shitty things happened and how you reacted and how you're still reacting 10 years later when that's not happening anymore.
I know.
And I have to learn like, hey, that's not what life is anymore. So now I have to practice like my whole behavior.
yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, just having someone to be like, this is what you should do, and maybe you could say it like this. Like, it's just so much nicer than like me just sitting down and being like,
And then
Oh my
not
God.
doing and then
And then
not
not
doing
doing
anything about it and just bottling that up.
yeah.
I've never been like fully vulnerable to anyone
Anyone ever?
ever.
Yeah.
I feel like it's so much harder for boys.
I mean, it's hard for you.
I don't know. I guess I just like
Why don't you?
just because I don't know. Like I just have. It's not that I have trouble. It's just it doesn't even cross my mind to bring up. Like I feel like to. I don't know. I feel bad about myself for like bringing it up. I feel like I'm not allowed to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It's just the way I feel.
Like, you feel like shit for like talking about yourself?
I guess, but I just feel like there's people that like suffer so much more than me, and like I feel like me having these problems is just not like relevant. I mean, I guess it's relevant to me, but
Yeah.
I feel like I just need to figure it out. And I feel like I'm doing fine, honestly. Like if I think about it and just think about it rationally and just kind of separate myself from like my whole past and like whatever went on and just like I never really work out anything in my head. I never like make it feel better. It's just goes away.
Does it? Go away?
Yeah. I mean, for the time being, obviously it comes back up sometimes, but I don't even think about it. Like I feel like when I first started high school, it was like every day was just like painful, and I was just like just in like agony, and like I was just like hated just thinking and like feeling. But then I don't know, as time went on, I was just shut it down. Just not think about anything. Which I know is bad, but
Yeah. I mean, well, like, do you feel like you have, like, unresolved, like, anger?
yeah.
I feel like I have a lot of, it's not, for me, it's my most suppressed emotion is my anger. And that tends to, what, like you said, like, come out in, like, weird forms because I'm suppressing it so much. I don't know. Do you feel like that?
Yeah, but that's usually with like everything. All emotions. Just sad and anger.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel worse to think about it and talk about it, so I just don't.
Yeah.
So like I've just learned to not think about it.
Yeah. Healing is painful.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
That is the truth.
But I feel like I'm it's gonna get to the point where like I'm not gonna be able to like hold it in, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. But that's not gonna come till like later.
You're like, I'll worry about that in my
I'm
mid
literally
30s.
so like just drowned in growing up right now that I don't have time to even think about my past. But when I have time and when I start settling down, it's gonna be painful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But for the time being, I feel like that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready.
Right. I think that's most important when people feel ready to talk. Because if it's not the time, then it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird though, cause like it's just hard. I've never like pictured anyone as like being able to like talk to them, and like it's just like my picture of people in my mind is just like not like it's I don't know, it's like hard to explain, but when I try and talk about like my feelings to people, it's just like I don't even know if they care. It's not even that, it's just like I don't feel like talking to people, and like I don't see people as like a release to like that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what is. I've
Right.
yet to figure that out. Just like talking doesn't help, cuz I have like opened up, not fully, but I have opened up, and it made me feel like shit still. So, and obviously I need to keep trying, but I'm not ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't force it if you're not ready. But one day, hopefully.
This topic is so hard to talk about because it's so widespread. It's hard to stay
Yeah.
in one area, and then it starts to feel like overwhelming.
But one of my biggest pet peeves, I guess, or just issues with like mental health is like how it's portrayed on like social media, and how like there's like body positivity, which is great, and like being positive with yourself, but like I never see like anything to do with like mental health. Like I just see people like self-diagnosing and like
Yes.
just like just complaining about it, never anyone actually like giving tips or like
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's irritating is like, okay, like seeing. I feel like it's nice that I feel like for the main part have ended the stigma of mental health. I don't know if it's just like the portion of the internet that I'm on.
It's probably just the portion you're on, because I think there's a lot of people out there that still won't treat their children, or like they just don't believe that
True.
mental health is even like even a factor.
Like I feel like it's important to like end the stigma around mental illness and just mental health in general. But like there's been a line crossed to where like I feel like the younger generation is almost romanticizing it. And
Yeah.
it's like frustrating to see. Like they've made it like a trend to be like manic. And you know, like I see like
I've seen so many TikToks of like
where it's like,
just, like,
I've
wake
been
up and-
depressed, or I've been like laying in bed for 3 hours, and now
Yes.
I'm up and like cleaning my room, and it's like, no, I literally drove like to Kentucky when I was manic and like ran away from my home and shut off my cell phone and didn't tell my whole family. Like that is
Yeah.
what mania is. Like not like getting up and randomly cleaning your room.
Right.
It gets frustrating, but it's also like, well, if that's their level of mental health, like I just need to respect it. But it like frustrates me a little bit. You know?
Yeah. I get you.
it's like it should be respected that that's their level, like that's what their problems are, but they make it seem like their problems are way worse than what is actually going on, and it's like yeah.
Well, they're just like
Oh.
making a joke out of it at the same time.
That's true. And
It's
it's like such a small, like minuscule, like
It-
such a minuscule thing compared to some.
People's
it's like you're
mania
just-
where it like literally puts them in danger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where and you're just like making a joke out of it, and it's like frustrating, and then it makes people that actually have to deal with that, like, it makes you not want to talk about it. Like, it just literally makes you like, well, everyone's just making a joke out of it, and nobody's like taking it seriously, so it just feels like
Yeah, but like if you brought it up to somebody like, yeah, I get manic sometimes. Like they would just be like, oh, like you like sleep around for 3 days and then wake up and like clean your whole life.
right,
Instead of being like, no, I literally like,
black out and drive
yeah,
and like don't remember where I am and like wake up in the middle of a gas station.
yeah.
It's like not like that. I don't think that's like the same. I don't know. I get that, like, and then I understand that like my form of mania isn't the same as someone else that might have it like way more severe than me. So it's like, it's also like the mental health world is like a very
Oh, it's
competitive.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
It's
really?
very competitive. Like,
I was gonna say a spectrum,
oh yeah,
but yeah, also
Definitely.
competitive.
Definitely.
and it gets bad, like in the hospital. There would be girls that would like brag about like, oh, I've been to the hospital this many times, and like, oh, like I've done this, well, I've done this and I've done this, and then it would become like a competition, and it got like, okay, I don't want to be here anymore because I'm feeling like I'm being pulled into this like competition of like who
Like a
is-
lifestyle.
yeah, like who's like worse. And
Yeah.
I don't think social media adds to bettering that, especially when you're like Tumblr back in 2012. Like that was
Yeah.
a dangerous platform for a teenager to be on, like especially if you got into the wrong crowd of like mental illness and like reading and just like, oh, I want to be like that, and
Emo.
Yeah. Well,
emo.
people who
Well,
do
yeah,
that,
emo trending. Sorry.
people who do that, like, they obviously have their own. There's something else there.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
It almost
It's
seems like,
like-
a cry out.
it's
but
like
I wanted to laugh about
hard
it.
to recognize because, you know, you're bragging about mental health and like you're making it seem like it's cool, but that in and of itself is like unhealthy,
Yeah.
and that's another form of like being mentally unhealthy.
I know. It's just it's such
And
a
it's just
weird,
layered and layered.
It is.
And it's the mind is just insane, and human nature just makes it worse.
Harder because
Harder, yeah.
we're programmed as humans to be
Like
competitive.
this. Yeah, and there's that, and like a lot of like people have normal human problems, and they think that they're really sick.
Yeah.
And like I'll see like a lot of people saying like, I have trouble focusing, and like so do I. Like I have really bad problems focusing, but I can still like get myself to a place that I need to be. And like I just feel like that's human nature. Like some people are going to have problems focusing, some people are going to have like really bad depression, and that's just like the like therapists just make it seem like you're not normal when it's normal for everyone to feel like it.
Yeah. True. I saw this TikTok the other day, and it's like humans weren't made to like have this lifestyle of like having a 9 to 5 job Monday through Friday, being on social media, being so heavily involved in the whole entire world. And she was like, if you're thriving in this environment, I think you're the one with the issue.
Oh my gosh.
She's like,
Yeah,
if you
like-
don't have mental health problems, then I don't know. Maybe you need to see.
Exactly. And that's like it's weird because like we're like the frontier. We're like the first people to really experience
Yeah.
fully like
It's like another layer of mental health. I mean, like when you think about it, what is it? Nature versus nurture,
Mm-hmm.
and like your environment and like how that affected your mental health or just your behavior in general.
Oh my gosh, now it's like
But now it's like is your environment, but also like your social media environment.
so true.
I guess that's an environment, but
your
It-
cyberspace.
yeah, your cyberspace is like also another layer of like what can be affecting you and manipulating you or
So true.
you know
So true.
making
When
you
I
feel like
have
crap.
children, I'm not letting them get on social media until they're like 17. Like, I don't care. I will be that crazy parent because I think,
I think a lot of people our age or like older are gonna do that with their kids too.
yeah. Because look at how it's
Yeah, I hope
affected
so.
our generation.
Yeah, it's messed up. A lot of people are just like, I don't know. Like, I just like. It just bothers me because some people just don't use their heads. And it's just. They kind of just act childish.
Mm.
And it's like really obvious that's because social media. And a lot of like the things that I see on like TikTok or like even like Twitter or like Instagram, there's people get most of their information from these like social media platforms. So like it's just lies and false information are spread around, which isn't healthy for your brain at all.
Yeah.
And then you go around spreading these lies, and then it's just like a whole community of people who think the wrong thing and think like crazy radical ideas, and it's just like, I don't know, it's unhealthy.
Yeah.
And for those people to have like sort of like a mob mentality, and then they like kind of what's the word that I'm looking for, put down other people that
Belittle.
belittle other people that have differing opinions. Yeah. And they do that all over social media.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why can't people just let people be people?
Yeah, I think that's like where the stigma comes in. Like, not everyone wants to come out and be like, the reason why no one's talking about it, I still feel like it's going on, is because of the jokes and because now it's more jokey. But
Yeah.
before it was like, you're fucking weird.
Oh yeah, I remember
But
in
now
middle
it's like,
school.
oh, that's just a joke. Like, if I came out and said, you got like, hi, I'm depressed, and the people would be like, oh my god, me too.
Yeah, they'd be like, "OMG, same."
But
And
it's
it'd be
like,
no, like I'm like haven't gotten out of bed in days and like haven't showered. I don't take care of myself. Like
I
I'm
can't move.
sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm numb. I don't feel.
Right.
It's-
But you're not taken seriously.
Yeah.
So and obviously this can range from very young children to adulthood.
Yeah.
So even when, I don't know, I think about it in children a lot, just like when kids don't really necessarily understand or I don't know. The kids just aren't taken seriously either in general, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I think another problem is like puberty and like kids going through puberty and they have all of these like all this information and everything just like thrown into their face while they're still thinking, while they're still growing. And like even before social media, kids like you get depressed when you go through puberty.
Oh, yeah,
Like you
yeah.
just have these thoughts like, what's going on? Why am I here?
Your insecurities and stuff start
Yeah.
popping
And then
up.
when you have like this like platform where some people on it just completely like attack another form of ideas, it's just like, and that you fall under, it just like makes you feel horrible about yourself.
Mm-hmm. Or you're seeing images of people who, in your mind, are so much better, look so much better, have a better lifestyle, or like look like they're happier than you.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram is awful
I mean,
with
yeah,
that.
Instagram is the worst,
I'd
but it
say
could
that's the
be
worst.
on all of them.
Yeah.
You're just like, what am I not
Doing.
doing wrong? What am I
Yeah.
doing wrong? What am I not doing?
It sets unrealistic standards, and it's
Mhm.
like really unhealthy
Mm-hmm.
because no one is perfect, and like it's really easy to just show the perfect things about a person, especially on like social media.
Yeah.
So it's like you feel like this person is perfect, and you're like, I'm trying my hardest, I'm doing my best, but I'm nowhere near that.
Right.
But they're like the same person.
Yeah.
They have the same problems. Obviously not the same problems, but like
They have problems.
they have the same they have to deal with like I don't know, I was trying to incorporate the word same into that somehow, but I can't think of it.
That's like,
I think for me, when I'm feeling down, I start to like really isolate, like bad. Like I'm like, I don't want to answer phone calls. Like I don't want to text back. Like I don't want to be around people. Like I just want to be in my little bubble. And honestly, it's bad, but um I feel like that's what I need to do. Like that's what I need to do to like get out of it. And like this past time that I was feeling depressed, at least I like reached out and like told people, and I was like, "Hey, mom, like
Yeah,
I'm
we all said
depressed. Like I'm depressed."
you were like isolating. Well, every time you isolate, it's like
oh no,
a panic. Everyone's like, but we can't bug you.
Yeah, I
But
know.
we're panicking.
Yeah.
It's awful. It's awful. But this time, which is like probably the first time,
Yeah.
I would say, is you told mom and you've literally said out loud to me, like, I'm depressed, which you've never, ever said that, like, not jokingly out loud to me.
Right. I was
And I
just
was
like,
like-
yeah, I'm feeling depressed.
Yeah. Oh, baby. But
I'm like, it's happy tears. Like I'm proud of myself.
yeah, because it's so far from where you were.
Yeah.
It used to be like I couldn't breathe when you would do that.
Yeah.
I couldn't like function correctly, and I
Right.
would get really mad at you. Really mad at you. But I couldn't tell you I was mad at you because
Yeah. I just like can't do it. Like I just hate like coming to people and being like, "Hey, I need like help."
yeah.
It's just like not something that I like. I don't want to burden anyone with anything.
Yeah. But it's never a burden ever
Yeah.
with anyone close to you.
Yeah.
Ever.
So that's why I reached out, and I'm proud, and I think that that's important, like when you're feeling a certain type of way, like even if you're not like, here's like A, B, and C why I feel this way, even if you're just like, hey, I'm feeling this way, just so you know, or and then just kind of like, okay, like well, what can we do to help that? Like you knew I was feeling that way, and then you were like, let's play heads up, like let's do this, let's do that, and then like by the end of the night I felt like fine.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy that it's like literally that easy to just be like, hey, I feel depressed, and then someone can like snap you out of it in a second. Whereas if you felt depressed and you just sat in your room and didn't tell anyone and like didn't reach out, then it just like
Goes on and
yeah,
on. It
and
never
it
ends.
just like, and then it's like, okay, 2 weeks have gone by and I'm like, it's still nobody knows, and I'm just like struggling.
Yeah.
So yeah, still working on my game plan, but I enjoy isolating myself. Like I know it's not like the best, but like I just feel like I need to like isolate myself and like think, and yeah, and then eventually I just kind of snap out of it and like back on my stuff, and I like to come play with the pets, like Tank and the kitties, and
Yeah.
they're my loves.
I know. They've been so good.
They
been
have.
so good.
And cuddle with them. And yeah, I think I start to notice it too, like in my dreams. like I was telling you guys how I had that bad dream, like if I start to have like really vivid bad dreams, like that's when I also start to notice that like okay, like maybe mentally I'm not feeling okay, which is so weird.
Yeah, your subconscious is like telling you.
Yeah, they're like, hey girl, maybe you're not okay. Little voice in my head.
Yeah.
Here's a little tickle. Yeah, my dreams will get like really vivid, or either that or I won't be able to sleep like at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll just be like laying there like can't fall asleep. Too many thoughts.
Because you don't want to dream.
Maybe.
Yeah. You're like, don't want to feel that way. Gonna stay up all night.
Yeah. Maybe. What are your signs? What are your warning signs when you feel like you're getting to a dark place mentally?
In my head, I guess in my head, in my mind is when I'm focusing on, I replay. I don't know.
Like past memories in your head a lot? Yeah. Just like past things. I know. I tend to go to the past a lot too.
Sorry. I think it's just I was emotional over the weekend. It's like, once it opens, I'm like there.
Yeah.
I feel like I replay things in the past. That doesn't necessarily happen to me as much as it used to. There were a lot of moments in my past that I wasn't very happy about. That would run through my mind a lot, and now it's just like it can be random things that I perceive differently, or it's me bullying myself in my head, basically. Like, I'll make up scenarios or play over scenarios in my mind that they didn't necessarily play out the way that I play it in my mind. Like, I make myself, I like shame myself in my head from other people in my mind.
Like
Someone else's perspective.
Yeah.
okay.
I do that, and it just replays. So that's something that I can, if that's happening a lot, I'm like, I'm not okay. Because when I'm okay, I'm not doing that, and I'm like super excited about things, and I'm like focusing on myself and like things that I'm just excited about. Oh my god.
Was that you?
Sorry.
It's my stomach. I was like trying to be like, shut up.
Like pushing it in. But yeah, so if that's like happening a lot, I'm like, something's not right. I like, it's hard to tell like when I'm getting depressed, like if I'm sitting in bed just because I'm depressed, or if I'm like naturally a homebody, so I like, it's hard. That line is hard, but there's been moments in my past where I like physically can't move from my bed, and obviously that's like, I'm like, okay, something's wrong, and it just spirals from there, and because I don't do anything about it, I just spiral and I spiral, and I just don't do anything, and I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the hard part. That's why I like tried to go to therapy this year.
Which is snaps.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah, because it took me a really, really long time to just do it. Because I knew it was going to be really painful. And, like, since I started going, like, the whole process was painful. I stopped, like, a couple months ago. I think I went in January and I stopped a couple months ago. And that literally from January till a couple months ago was, like, hell.
Yeah.
It was awful. Obviously, because this year was, like, really shitty. But, just, like, reliving a lot of things was just, like, it was really, I felt like I was just in that state again for like those months. but like processing it this time instead of like living in it, I guess.
Yeah.
So now I don't really know where I am now, like what I can, that's how I see when I'm struggling. I don't really know like what my next steps are because I don't have a therapist at the moment. I have to find one. But I really did enjoy therapy, so I think that's like where I'm gonna go to when I can't function anymore.
Yeah.
I've never taken any medicine for it. I'm not really, if I can, I don't want to. I know you guys have talked like very highly of like medicine.
We have.
Chloe and Mom has to me because I
Yeah.
have asked and I want to, and I don't
What do you
I don't
mean
think
by
it's wrong.
highly? That like it's.
But it's helpful.
Oh, okay.
And obviously for some conditions, like yes, it's necessary. For me, I just feel I've gone in and out of like my states so many times. I'm aware of like how low it can get and how it feels at its lowest point. I think just this past year was when I was like, I need to start thinking about medicine. But I don't know. We'll see. But yeah,
Well,
that's just where I am.
I would say that it won't hurt to try, but I've tried it and it didn't help like at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like felt like there was nothing else to help.
Yeah.
So I'd be very careful in making that decision.
Yeah, and I have been. It's been a back and forth decision since I was like 19, and I know that like if it gets to a point where I can't handle it, yes, I will be doing it.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, where I'm not seeking help, like I'm not in a therapy or like I don't know, like yes, I will be doing it. But I don't know. It's also really hard because my insurance. I'm not on Dad's insurance this next year. So
Wait, really?
yeah, so I'm really gonna have to like prioritize things and
Scary.
That is scary.
It is very scary.
You're an adult.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like looking back on it, I am like thankful that I was on medication, but also I started taking medication at such a young age. Like I think it kind of like affected my brain like now. Like
You
I
do?
think the way that I function is like a little off because of how
Different
much
from
medication
to?
I've taken.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
different how your child brain used to function. Well, obviously because you're older, but
Yeah, like my memory, I don't know, maybe I just need to go to the doctor.
like
Maybe I
I
shouldn't
think-
blame it on that.
I think mental health. Your depression and things will affect your memory. I had the worst memory, like to the point where like my coworker would ask me like what movie I watched over the weekend, and I couldn't even remember like what movies I was watching, and it was awful. Like I couldn't have conversations with people because.
Yeah.
So it could just be your.
Even when I'm in a good place, I have a hard time remembering things. Like really hard. And it's hard like when someone isn't patient about it.
Yeah.
Not saying like anyone specific it isn't. I'm just saying like in general, like if I'm like, wait, what? Like I don't know what you're talking about. Like, can you just remind me? And they're like not patient with me about it. I'm like, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Like it just remind me, you know? But
yeah.
I don't know if I took like pretty much I tried every medication like that I could until I finally got on what Mom was taking, which I don't know why we didn't do that way earlier.
Yeah. I don't
But-
know either.
It ended up helping. And that was the medication that I was on that helped me like for a long time. And then I turned 18 and I was like, no, I'm not doing it anymore, and quit it cold turkey.
I know.
Oh,
I
that's
know. We were
sad.
all like, "Are you sure?" And you were like,
I remember that.
and we were like, "Okay."
Going along with whatever she
Wait,
says.
do you remember what? We can cut it out. I mean, if you don't want to like disclose
Cymbalta.
it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't mind saying it. I was taking Cymbalta, and then I was taking another medication. I don't remember what the other medication was called, but I was taking 2 medications. One for like my mood disorder, and then one for my depression. And I was taking like a mood stabilizer, and then I think Cymbalta is the antidepressant. Don't quote me on that.
It is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. So I would say your body, your choice.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you want to do, medication, no medication. I don't think it's right to shame anyone for doing anything that they need to do for their mental health. This girl on Facebook, gosh, she was talking about medical marijuana and just how medical marijuana has helped her so much, and like big pharma is a scam, and just like all of this stuff. And like I get that opinion, like yeah, probably,
Yeah.
but
Oh.
just like shaming people,
Yeah.
like I'm not here for like shaming people on how they decide to like help themselves. Like if they're at a low enough point, like a low point to where they need to like latch on to something that's going to benefit them and help them in their mental state, in their mental health, like why are you sitting there like belittling them? And it's not like she was just like talking up medical marijuana. She was like talking down on people that take medication. So I commented on it and got into a little bit of a fight with her.
Good.
And
Good.
I was just like, well, like I know marijuana gives some people anxiety, so maybe that's not the best route. She's like, well, that's because they're smoking some random person's weed that they grow in their basement. And I was like, I'm done talking now. There's
Just like not
no
open
point.
to.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like another thing. Remember how I was talking about how people just don't use their brains? Like how people just like they just
assume.
not I don't even know like assume, but they like
Oh,
they just have to be like right for their own
Yeah.
sanity.
Yeah, and it's like even if I'm like commenting, that's the funny thing is like I didn't even comment to argue. I just commented it to be like, hey, like maybe we should be mindful of other people and like how they decide to treat their mental health and like not belittle other people for their treatments. Like that's all I was trying to say. And she just like came back at me like, you're not
Defensive.
smoking the right weed, you need to get out. I was like, are you trying to sell me right now? Are you trying to sell me on some weed?
That's funny.
Yeah, so
Well,
people
shitty,
are just
but yeah.
always ready to argue and always defensive, especially on Facebook. Facebook is toxic.
Toxic place. I don't go on it. You shouldn't either.
I know I shouldn't. It's
Because now we can connect with family like different ways. So.
I know, like that's my excuse.
I
I'm like,
know.
oh, it's to connect with family. It's not. It's to like it's like my little guilty pleasure. I'm like, oh, what's going on Facebook today? Like, what's there to fight about?
You zoning?
Yeah, a little. Sorry.
It's okay. Do you want to talk about your experience?
Yeah. Well, like when I feel depressed, it's usually just depression and anxiety. That's the two main things. The two
Yeah.
main things that I feel. Like I never feel like I could go crazy, or I never feel like
Manic.
yeah, I never feel like anything like that. I mean, I guess sometimes I do, but I usually like am able to calm myself down from that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not really like any signs that I'm feeling this way. It's kind of just like if I like woke up and just realized that, oh, I'm depressed right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I never like can really track it down to one single thing that triggers that, or like if it's because I was thinking of something, because I don't think of my past. I
Right.
don't think of anything like that because it's just like too much. So like my brain just like shuts all of that out. and then when I feel like that, feels like it feels like I've been like that. I don't know how to explain it.
Like you just wake up and you feel, what does it feel like?
Not even like actually wake up. I meant like
Oh, just like the day.
I just
Can it hit
realize.
you throughout?
You just realize, like, oh, hey, like, I'm pretty depressed right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll start thinking things kind of like you. Like
Mhm.
I'll just start
Spiraling.
hating on myself and
Mhm.
like just feeling like I'm worthless or like stuff like that.
Wild, that's so sad.
No, I know. But I usually like hang out with friends, so I just distract my brain. I don't ever like deal with it actually.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to distract myself. And then when an opportunity arises to make myself feel better, like this job interview made me feel like really good,
Mm-hmm.
Good. Yeah.
but like that stuff doesn't happen all the time. So I'm like kind of just stuck in between feeling really sad or like actually happy for myself. But I don't know what else to say. I guess I don't really handle things. I just get through it. Just tough my way through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just push it away, basically.
Almost not even push it away because it just like completely drowns my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to wait it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is sometimes the only thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Can you ever, like, pinpoint why? That's
Never.
so frustrating. And you know, it was really frustrating growing up when people would, like, mom or dad would be like, why? I'd be like, I don't fucking know.
That's the worst question to ask.
It is.
'Cause
It's like,
it's
I
like-
don't know.
It's like you feel like you know. Like I feel like I know, but there's no way I'm gonna like even say that or like admit to myself that that's why.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is like when I try and talk about it when I feel fine, it doesn't make me feel like how I feel when I'm depressed. It just makes me like sad or like upset. But when I'm depressed, it feels like I'm just like a different person and that like I don't think the same way and like I don't feel the same things and like all I can do is just sleep or just distract my brain from thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It stinks.
Yeah.
It is. It's really shitty. Sorry.
We'll all get through it.
Oh, yeah. We always do. I mean, like, look at us, though. Like, we're all, like, so self-aware and, like, we're self-aware. Like, that's
Mm-hmm.
more than a lot of people have. A lot of people aren't aware of their feelings and emotions. They can't pinpoint, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. They just feel.
They
They
it
just
and
live.
It's scary.
Yeah. It's scary. They just live and they don't say how they feel. They don't pinpoint how they feel, and I feel bad for those people. It sucks sometimes being so hyper aware of yourself.
Yeah. Yep. That is the truth.
But I think I'd rather be hyper aware of my feelings than not be aware at all.
I don't know. I feel like ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, you love
You love that saying.
saying.
It's true though.
It is.
Like Kelly Clarkson said.
But
Because I don't know why,
I-
but I'm so observative and like I like just make connections. Like I'm really smart. No, but
You are.
yeah, I feel like I'm like brain dead.
it's okay. What's the next thing? How do we?
No, like
Oh.
just like
In
like
general.
yeah, all the
I
time.
thought you meant like.
Not
Because of
I
the
mean right now I
conversation.
guess not really because I'm having like a really in-depth conversation with you guys, but like if I'm just like exchanging words, I can like
Oh, that's what you
I
mean.
can just like completely forget everything that we just talked about.
Do you
like-
just what's it? How do you say it?
Disassociate.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's how I walk the world. Like I'm not like connected and I'm not like my brain isn't firing on like what's like it is like paying attention to what's going on around me, but like if me and someone else have passing like words, like
It's not anything
it's not
significant.
anything. It's like nothing.
You know what I hate? When someone tells me their name and I immediately forget it. I don't know why, I just thought of
Yeah, I hate that because people in my generation have some weird names, and I'm like, I don't know what name you just said. Like, I know the name, and then I'm like, I
Mine's
can't
all
remember it all.
basic. Like mine. Just basic ass names.
And I feel bad because, like I was paying attention, but at the same time, I wasn't. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I talk about this all the time.
It's like my brain is a net, but like a really wide net. So
And
some
some
things
things
get
fall
caught,
through.
but most things fall through. And I'm like, just trying.
So
Do you
good.
do
Yeah.
it mid conversation?
Yeah.
I
yeah.
do it so bad, where I feel like I will straight up be staring at someone and I can see them mouthing to me, talking to me, retaining nothing, and I'm like,
That's
oh my
what I-
god,
that's
I'm
what I
not
feel
paying
like.
attention. It's like, Sarah, fucking pay attention, because they're gonna like stop talking and expect you to say something. I can bring up those moments, like, I feel so bad, but I feel like and then I shame myself because I feel like you're just being self-centered and like not listening to people and like not, paying attention, but but my brain like can't do it.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's
Yeah.
not
I'm like thinking.
It's not when
in
I'm
my
like
head.
trying, it's just when I'm like I'm not trying, but I'm not trying. Like I'm like not paying attention, but I'm like listening, but not
Yeah.
hearing. I'm hearing but not listening. That's what I'm
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And
I
I'm
think
just like, look, I do that with Emily a lot, and she
Yeah.
probably gets really annoyed, but like sometimes she'll just be like talking at me, like not to me, because I'm not retaining anything, and I'll just be like, I did not hear like a single word. Like I don't know what you just said to me. I'm so sorry.
Well, at least you say that.
I was just about
'Cause-
to say, at least you're honest and
because
not just
there's
like,
been
That-
some
Emily's the
moments
only
where
one
I've
that I can do
fumbled.
that with.
I've fumbled through, and I'm just like, and I think people can pick up. I know you guys can, but can pick up on my my automatic responses when I'm doing that. So like
Yeah.
I don't want to like admit this, but I feel like people can pick it up anyways. Or like if someone say, no, I'm not even gonna say it because
what is it?
sometimes I say like that, like, oh, that's so funny or something like that.
Oh
But
yeah, always.
sometimes I really mean it. Like I'm like actually listening. I'm like, oh my god, that's so funny. But like sometimes like that's just or interesting. I go interesting.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
'cause
love that.
your brain just like it has a word to respond.
Yes.
And you're like,
and it's
oh.
not that I don't find what you're saying. It's that I'm not retaining it correctly, and I don't know.
I just say yeah. I'm like,
that
yeah.
is- yeah.
Yeah, like sometimes I'll say in different tones, like, yeah, or like, yeah, or just, yeah.
I'll be like,
Yeah.
mm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Marcus hates when I say yeah.
I,
He'll be like,
I
yeah.
feel so bad.
He'll just say it back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, sorry.
Mom just like laughs at me when I do it to her. I'm just like, sorry.
Just yeah. Just yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'm listening. I'm really bad at having conversations. I am. I'm like, what do I say? Like sometimes I'll hear everything they say, but I'm like, what the hell do I say
Okay.
back to that?
Oh yeah, me
That's
too.
why I can respect someone who can be comfortable in a silent environment, because
Same.
I'm so bad at just thinking of something to talk about, and I'm like, if you're not gonna say anything to me, nothing's coming out of my
Me
mouth.
too.
So like, if we can sit in silence and be comfortable with each other's presence, which not a lot of people can do,
No.
Yeah, I know.
and people like, I feel like I told Chloe this, but one time I was hanging out with these like really annoying kids, and yeah, they were annoying, but I was just like sitting there and they were talking. I hadn't really hung out with them before, and they were talking about things like between them, like, inside jokes that they
Yeah.
knew, or like stories that they were both there. And then I'm like saying nothing because I have nothing to add to the conversation. And then this girl goes, "Oh, you're kind of quiet." And I'm like, well, if you want me to talk to me and not to your friends,
Right.
and then expect me to say something,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
don't know you, and like I honestly couldn't care what you think about me.
Yeah.
So like, if you want me to add my 2 cents,
I hate when
Get
people
me
say
too.
that. Like, oh my God, you're so
People
quiet.
have said that to me my entire fucking life.
Why are you so quiet? It's like, get out of my face.
It's like, if I don't have anything important to say, I'm not just gonna fill the fucking space. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. I hate doing it.
I
I'm
do
not gonna do
too.
it. I went on a date with that guy, and he was the type of person that just like let us sit in silence. I was like, thank God, because I can't just like pull shit out of my mouth and I'm just like, here, let's talk about all this dumbass shit when I don't care. And then I can't carry on the conversation because I don't even care about it.
I hate being around people where I feel like I need to fill. Like, some people I do feel like I need to fill
Oh,
that
yeah.
space.
I
like,
feel
I
the
feel
same
like
thing.
they're putting pressure on me to do that. And I'm like, and I'm just like saying stuff. And I'm like, that was dumb. And sometimes I say stuff and they don't even respond to it. And I'm like, do I need to be talking? right now?
Exactly. I was just about to say that. Like,
That's true.
sometimes I make an effort once in a not lifetime, but once in a blue moon, I'll make an effort to like fill the space and start a conversation. So I'll be like, man, it's been pretty hot outside, or like,
Something.
oh
just
my gosh, did
random.
you see that car that just went by, or
Right.
something like that? And then they just like, okay. And I'm like,
I
bro,
know.
you've been talking this entire time. When it goes silent and I try and add something, you're just like not working with me here. So
Yeah, I know it's shitty.
Because I feel like they look at me and they're like, oh, this person's really awkward. Because I can
know.
be very
I
awkward.
know, I feel the same way. But it could also just be the other person like being
comfortable in silence, and
Yeah.
now I'm feeling like, why are you making me feel pressured?
yeah. They're just like, I'm fine.
I'm just projecting
Yeah.
to them.
Yeah.
thank God I have friends who can do that.
Oh yeah,
Oh, me too.
I love that. I love
Either
being in
someone who
silence.
can fill the space and actually like have it mean something, like Eli will do that. Like he always has something to talk about.
Yeah.
So that I can like actually talk about instead of like just being like, oh yeah. Like it's that, or just people who can like just be quiet for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can either hold a conversation with me or don't talk. Like, there's no in between.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I feel like for the end we should talk about, I mean, we're fortunate to have each other, but some people don't have like that like luxury
Mm-hmm.
to talk at all. But there's always like someone to talk. The T's are not happening today. But there's always someone to talk to, even if you don't have friends or family. And
Yeah.
what helps us when we're alone,
Yeah.
when we can't reach out.
Even when you do have people to talk to, like I said before, it feels overwhelming to even do that sometimes. And it's easier, like it's good to have coping mechanisms that you can do like for yourself on your own without like needing to reach out to someone. Although I think
Yeah.
reaching out is like number one, what I learned, having a good support system, but like second best is having like a good list of coping mechanisms
Yep.
that you do for yourself.
Yeah.
A couple of mine. Whenever I feel like really depressed. Well, not really depressed because that's like bad. And like I can't do a lot. But whenever I'm feeling like a little bit down, I'll just like put on a show or like listen to music or just even like drive. Just something to take my mind away from my mind.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
That's
just
a good one.
distracting myself.
Those are all. Yeah.
Music is like number one.
Oh, music is above all.
Soothing.
I
so
can
soothing.
only like I don't know why, but like I only like listening to music when I'm in the car.
I think
It's
because you're alone, and like it's just I don't know. You could be with other people too, but it's something about being alone, and you can blare it as loud as you want, and I don't know. You just like really feel it. in
Yeah,
the
and
car.
you're moving.
Yeah.
And you're seeing different stuff, and you're not just sitting there like.
Silence.
Music can change your mood so quickly.
Yeah.
I forget that. But like I can be feeling like self-conscious, insecure about like my body, my physical image, but put on like a badass song, and I'm
So
like, what
true.
the
So
Like,
true.
I can feel so good. It's like in an instant, like in the first minute. And it's like, wow, I enjoy music so much.
So do I.
It's so good for
Yeah.
you. I agree with the whole like one of my coping mechanisms is to just let myself like veg out and binge watch and TV and lay in bed and just let myself like not shame myself for doing that, but let myself just do it. Oh, if I have like panic attacks, Mom just recently like I don't know what this year just been having panic attacks, and I used to like sit down and put my head between my knees, but now Mom like gave me ice cubes to put at the bottom of my feet and hold in my palms. So when I'm having a panic attack, because I get really hot, I don't know what panic attacks feel like for other people, but I get really hot and I'm like, even doing that, I'm just like,
I shake my hand like that
yeah,
too.
really? I'm like, something's not right.
I go like
Yeah,
this
my
and
hand
walk
hurts
around.
when that happens.
Or like something, like, I'm not okay.
I'm, like,
I can't
trying
do
to
it.
no,
shake
I'm
it off.
thinking. I'm thinking of it right now. My arm's starting to hurt.
Like that's what I do. I nap. I take showers. Watch a TV show that I like I recently started Breaking Bad. And then whatever my obsession is at the time, because I always have one.
Yeah.
I always have an obsession, whether it's Animal Crossing, Among Us. Now I feel like it's going into Minecraft, like whatever it is, I like latch onto that, and that's like my mind-numbing coping mechanism.
Wow.
So, yeah, just find what's the wrap up of this?
Wrap
If
up.
you're feeling down in any way at all,
On
in
On
any way,
every level.
on
On
any
any level. Thank you.
Every level. You're feeling down on every level. School, relationships, your life sucks. Just kidding.
that too. But
If you're feeling down on any level,
either talk to someone if you feel like you can do that, which isn't always a choice, or find something that you can distract yourself with.
yoga, working out,
Yep.
going for a walk,
Sprinting.
standing outside, getting
Screaming.
naked.
If you need to scream,
Dancing.
I
screaming helps.
love turning my music up. Paramore.
Paramore.
Turning up Paramore and screaming the lyrics.
Yeah.
Self-soothing.
Just getting that anger out.
Yeah.
Or just getting that energy out. It doesn't even have to be anger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Something-
calms me down.
Something about screaming in the car.
Yeah, honestly.
Just-
Because, like, nothing, no one can hear you. Well,
Maybe.
Someone might, but whatever. You'll never see those people again.
Park and just scream in your car.
yeah.
That's
But,
a good one.
Yeah, I think that's. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Just, we wanted to make this episode to remind you that it's important to be vulnerable and that everyone goes through
Yeah.
it. You're not alone.
No
in,
one's alone.
in depression and anxiety
and in any way you feel.
yeah, even like with us listening to each other and our stories and how we feel, I feel like even in this episode,
Yeah, I feel a lot less alone in my feelings.
Yeah.
And that's not to make you feel less important, just
Yes.
more welcome to getting help.
yes,
Because a lot of people try and get help, and it works.
it does. Getting help works.
It does.
helps.
Do it really do.
And you're not burdened, and you're loved
Mm-hmm.
very deeply
Mm-hmm.
by many people and by us.
Yes.
Thank you for listening.
Yes, we.
Yeah.
Well, you will hear us next
time.
Next week.
Next
We'll
week.
see, on the perp.
On the purple
On the
couch.
couch
We still haven't
podcast.
made up a good outro.
We'll get it one day.
Wait, yeah, we did.
All right.
We'll
Peace
see you
out.
next time.
Bye.
Bye.